Okay, if you've watched any of my videos or seen my forum posts, you know I really like the Trangia denatured alcohol stove. I think it's nice and quiet, it's convenient, it does the job. What I've been playing with lately is one of these little Esbit stoves. I think this is the East German one. Folds up very compactly, right? It only weighs 2.7 ounces, and it takes any kind of solid fuel tabs, or I suppose you can make a little twig fire in there. What I've been using is these Coghlan fuel tabs, which are probably, you know, the Esbit equivalent. I can get these when they're in stock at my local store, $2.49 for 24 of them. I usually use 2 of them. It doesn't quite get 2 cups of water boiling. I put on my Glacier stainless steel cup on there, and I can just about get it boiling, but certainly hot enough for coffee. Got to kind of push it in a little bit, but it doesn't collapse it. So there you go. Just like that, light those baby up. Each tab does last 9 minutes, but one of them isn't going to get this really just barely lukewarm. 2 of them get it just below boiling, and if I put 3 of them in there, then I can get a rolling boil on 2 cups. So I just think this is convenience because it's solid fuel. You don't have to worry about it spilling. You do have to worry about it getting damp and wet, but it's not going to leak out, and it really is just handy to throw in the day pack. Okay. I did a video on dry sacks and the ones I had. I was not necessarily happy with what I had, so what I went and it's got a Sea to Summit Ultra Sil sack, waterproof, compact, light, 1.4 ounces, 13 liters, pretty big. And this is made by Sea to Summit, and it's silicone coated nylon or Cordura. So this thing is nice. It's very thin though, so you got to be a little careful that you don't puncture it in your pack. So what I've been doing is taking it and double bagging it, putting my dry stuff in there, my socks and underwear and fuel tablets and whatever it is, and then I put that all inside this cheaper one from Walmart, and then if there's a puncture, hopefully it'll wear on this one before it wears out this nice one. Another one for my camera and cell phone and binocular. I got one of these padded Immerse. It's called Seattle Sports. This is the larger one. It does have a little breakaway neck thing there that I can put over my neck. It's 5.75 inches by 8 inches, and it has a just pull that off, and then there's a little fold over with the Ziploc container there. So that fits my camera, my cell phone, and my binocular. If I'm out canoeing, those things got to stay dry. So that's kind of that setup right there. Okay, kind of a question here on this video. I have these Clif Bars, which I really like, all different flavors, again for about $1.30 a piece. And they weigh 68 grams, so a little over 2 ounces. Calories, 240 calories for this particular one, and 45 fat calories. But here's my question. Protein has 10 grams of protein. That's really great. That's 20% of your daily allowance on a 2,000 calorie diet. It has all kinds of other great things in here, like vitamin A 10%, vitamin C 50%, calcium 25%, iron 25%, vitamin D 10%, vitamin E 50%. So in this one bar, it has a lot of good vitamins and minerals. I picked up some Tropical Trail Mix, which has papaya and pineapple and banana chips and peanuts, not the granola kind. And you know, this is $4.50 from good old Walmart. One serving is only 32 grams. So if you do 2 servings, that's 64 grams, just about the same as this. But the nutritional information on here is like nothing. We got 2 grams of protein, so that a double serving would be 4 grams. No vitamin A, no vitamin C. It's got some carbs. It's got, you know, 280 calories if you'd have 2 servings, which would be the equivalent to one of these as far as weight. So I don't know if you get double, if it would be a little bit more. It does have some folic acid, no calcium, 2% iron. So that stuff tastes great. It's pretty much coated with sugar. I think all that fruit is soaked in corn syrup or sugar. These taste pretty good, I think, and they're relatively inexpensive, and they have lots of good nutrition in them, in my opinion. So my question is, what's up with that, if anybody knows? But I kind of use both. Okay, just a little shout out to this book here that I've been rereading. I've had this for probably over a year. Ultimate Guide to Wilderness Living. Surviving with Nothing But Your Bare Hands and What You Find in the Woods, John McPherson and Jerry McPherson. What I like about this book is that it teaches you all the basics at a very primitive level. So even if you're not going to do it at this primitive level, the principles, of course, are pretty much the same. Primitive fire and cordage, primitive tools, making and using them, primitive semi-permanent shelters, making meat, deer from field to freezer. I really wish the pictures were better on that one, because that's something I'd like to do, and it'd be nice to have a good guide on it. Primitive wilderness cooking methods, primitive wilderness containers, primitive pottery, and brain tan buckskin, which is really hardcore. Point is, these people really live what they teach in here, and it is very instructional, and all the principles are proven and sound and can be used in multiple parts of the world. And it really is a good book, I think, for the $15 that it costs off Amazon. So just a shout out to that.